Welcome back. I'm Gary Parr.
And I'm Vanna Pfeiffer.
And you're listening to the midweek version of Fiber Talk, the twice weekly podcast for ground cloth stabbers. Yes. And artists and fine artists. Let's throw a few of those in, huh?
That's right.
And this week, sponsored by Sassy Jack Stitchery. Really excited to have this sponsorship. This is fantastic. And so we'll just take a little break here because we need to share a few words from Kim Young and Sassy Jacks.
This edition of Fiber Talk is proudly sponsored by Sassy Jack's Stitchery. Sassy Jack's is a vibrant young needle workshop located on the picturesque Main Street of Weaverville, North Carolina. Sassy Jack's shares a beautifully renovated historic building with Five Little Monkeys Quilt Shop. This year, we are happy to welcome you to a fantastic new classroom venue above our two shops. The classroom is well equipped with 2 large audiovisual screens, excellent new lighting, and seminar table seating. This beautifully renovated historic building even boasts the only elevator in town. We are proud to welcome Beth Seal of Summer House Stitchworks August 2nd and 3rd. Beth always brings a beautiful project with some fun and easy finishing tips. And if you can't make it to the Summer House Stitchworks class in August, or even if you can, we're super excited to invite you to our first ever September Soiree Stitch Retreat, September 19th through 22nd. The September Soiree Stitch Retreat features just us and your whips. No class fees, no new projects, just some fabulous food, friends, and a little sassiness from your favorite shop. This retreat will be a fun little escape with time to catch up on all those other projects you've gathered during the year. We hope you find a way to come visit us soon. If you can't make it to us, then visit us on Facebook or Instagram. We love it when you stop by and say hi, whether it's in person or online. We truly appreciate you, and we really appreciate all the good things we hear and learn from Fiber Talk. We are super proud to be a sponsor of this wonderful resource of stitching goodness. Thank you, Fiber Talk, for giving us some stabby pokey talk twice a week. Kim and team at Sassy Jack Stitchery.
And we're back. That was pretty slick.
It was slick.
Thanks to Kim. Really appreciate the sponsorship. And I would say to people, if you do business with Sassy Jacks, and we hope that you will, let them know, let Kim or whomever you work with know that you heard about them on Fiber Talk. And actually, it's a big help because Vaughn and I are pretty master enablers. So, if you buy something elsewhere, we'd really appreciate it if you'd mention that you heard about it on Fiber Talk. It really does help. So
it does help.
Yeah. And we're really good at enabling. And if we can get through everything today, y'all may be buying some samplers.
Yeah, and some silk.
Yeah. So buckle up.
That's right. Buckle up for the ride.
Yep. So let's see. Next week. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the midweek show next week because I'm off to Sassy Jack's next Wednesday for the Bethia class on Thursday and Friday of next week. And that one's sold out. And I'm sure it's because I'm going to be there. I have no doubt.
I think that is exactly the reason why it's sold out.
Actually, I'm surprised she didn't have a bunch of people say, I'm switching to another show. No. He's going to be there. I'm out.
Oh, yuck.
So Thursday and Friday is sold out. There are openings for next weekend, Friday and Saturday. And then yesterday I had communication with Kim, and 2 spaces had opened up for Monday and Tuesday. So for those of us in the States, Memorial Day weekend, if you're looking for something to do and can get to Weaverville, North Carolina, there's some openings Friday and Saturday and Monday and Tuesday to do the Bethia class with Nicola Parkman of Hands Across the Sea Sampler. And it's going to be different. And I'm excited about this because not going to actually work on the sampler. Nicola's there's a video that I linked to and will link to again of what to bring and what you're going to do in the class. So we're going to learn several different stitches that are used in Bethia on doodle cloth, basically. And so I'm looking forward. It's going to be a real education to do those stitches. And normally I would go and just observe, but I'm actually digging in this time. I'm going to sit there and stitch with everyone else because I got to learn this stuff from Nicholas. So,
That's going to be fantastic. I'm jealous.
Well, I really wish you could be there, but you had those other commitments. You got to do them.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't do it this year. Next year, though. So I want to know, what stand are you taking? Are you taking your case creation?
The tabletop one, the laptop case creation.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Excellent.
I am, because we're stitching in hoops. Just going to do it in a hoop, so I'm just going to have it on a table. But I noticed that a piece of wood in there's 2 or 3 pieces of wood up to the clamp. One of them cracked. So, yeah, not very happy about that. But I think we're going to try a little Gorilla Glue in the crack and a clamp and see if I can't make it hold together. But I think I'm going to have to get another piece. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I like that little lap stand, though. That's I like that one. I like yours. I like yours better, but I like that one.
Well, my little wooden stand.
Yeah, I think that's really nice.
It is a nice one. It doesn't clamp, it's just a holder though.
Right.
But yeah, it's a nice one. I have a whole arsenal of stands.
Yes. Yes.
And each one of them, if I could have like Vanna's penultimate stand, I wonder if I could get somebody to market that for me.
Well, that's a brand name. You just created a brand name right there.
I know.
Yeah.
Vanna's penultimate stand. That's exactly what it would be, because every stand that I have a reason why I like it.
But see,
you know what I mean?
but by definition, isn't penultimate the one before the ultimate?
Oh yeah, so it would have to be a penultimate, and then I'd use that for a while, come up with some new things, and then have the ultimate stand.
Right. So yeah, you got to think this through now.
Yeah. So.
and Keith's going to say, "Wait a minute."
He goes, he just shakes his head. He is such a good guy. He really is, because, like I said, I have him lined up all in front of this, in front of these windows in our bedroom. And he's like, "What is all of this?" And I go, "You know what it is." And he goes, "My goodness."
Yeah, rolls his eyes and shakes his head. Oh, you got to tell about, we were talking ahead of time, because somebody had written to me, and of course I don't have the name, because I just got the email, and so I don't have the name, but was asking about light, about how to see on how working on these high count linens. Mm-hmm. And we were talking before we started recording about, because Mary Corbett is a big proponent of your first step to see on anything, but particularly high count linens, is light. That you really that's your step one. If you don't have good light, even magnifying isn't going to really do the job. You really got to pump some light into it. And you were telling about in your little corner of arsenal of stands.
In my little nest.
Yeah.
So I use a Bright Tech LED magnifying lamp. That's what I use to see my linen. And but in my corner, I have a magnetic board where I it's just a framed piece of tin that I magnet my design, my design patterns on. And it was always, I sat in a corner, and it's always dark. I could never see. And I'd like look and squint and try to see what the symbols on the pattern was. And on Mother's Day, I said to my husband, "Is there any way you can rig up something so that I can have a light in this corner?" And he went and got me, God love him, he went and got me a desk. It's like a desk lamp. And he drilled a hole in the base, and then he nailed it, and somehow, I don't know, I think he used one of those command strips to like stabilize it. So it's on a nail with a command strip, and the light part hangs down over the top of my board, and I have 3 levels of light, so it just shines right on my pattern now. So I have like the Vanna's Mecca of stitching.
Ooh, trademark that one. That was really good.
That was. It is like, I don't know what, but heaven in the corner. But anyways, I told him, I gave him a big kiss and said, "Thank you. That was the best thing you could have gotten me for Mother's Day." So it's just a little touch lamp that he put in the corner and nailed it on the wall, and it's phenomenal. It helps so much, because now I'm not like fighting with my pattern and fighting with my linen and craning my neck and squinting and all that, flipping on my readers. It's just really works great. And it also gives a little extra light. So, you can see outside the range of my LED magnifying lamp on the outside, like when we're stitching on Sarah, it's like, it's almost like strapping yourself into a roller coaster seat when you're stitching on Sarah. At least it is for me, because she's on 30-inch scroll rods, and I set in, and it's like, okay, I'm belted in for the ride.
Yep. I know that feeling. It's like being in a big cockpit. Yep. Okay. What a monster.
So anyways, I know it is. And it's like I have to scoot my butt back and forth in my, to get to this end of the sampler and then get on this end of the sampler. And my husband is like, what are you doing? And I go, it is a real work of like exercise when I'm stitching on this girl. So anyway, that's what she did. And that has just been really a phenomenal thing. And it's light. It's light. If you have enough light, you can see anything. Mary Corbett is, hit that right square in the middle of the nail head, because I've noticed it's just so much simpler on any count to stitch if you have bright light. So
yeah, and I think that's where people who say I can't see the higher count fabrics. I mean, just pure speculation on my part, but I think that if they were to pump some serious light into their work area and their work surfaces, that a lot of those problems would go away, and then you put a magnifier on top of that, or eyeglasses, or whatever it is you want to use. But the light is so key, and I can imagine if he hung that off the wall and you're in a corner, that light bouncing off both walls of that corner, that the whole light level in that corner just went up several levels. And
oh yeah,
really.
It's just like, and it's a daylight. Let me look at it. It's a daylight little desk lamp. So it's clear, white light,
Right.
It's not that. And it just really, when he turned it on, I was like, oh gosh, look at that. That's just great. So anyways.
Yeah. No, I really do. I think people, I can't see that. Try light first. And anymore, the LED lights are cheap.
Oh yeah, that
cheap.
Bright Tech one I got on Amazon, and I think when I bought it, it was $100, and now it's gone down to I think it's $89, and it's not a hot lamp. It's called Bright Tech, and I have a link on it to the exact model that I bought on my blog under I think needlework tips or something. It's on one of my tabs. There's the direct link to it. And I bet you I've sold 100 of those things. And, because people ask and I go, that's what I use. That's, and I've had it for mine for 2 years, and it has been fabulous. It's gooseneck. It holds the position great. It's just really a great lamp. No, and I'm not selling them because I'm getting kickbacks. I'm not getting kickbacks. It's just a really great lamp. And so that's what I use. Yeah. I think it's better than OttLight, to be honest with you. What do you use? Do you use OttLight?
No, I have a stand, and I'm going to kick myself on this. My main light for when I'm home is a floor stand light with one of those gooseneck flexible
magnifiers
things, and then a magnifier that's ringed with LEDs.
Oh, okay.
It's either 2 or 3 times. So that's what I use for that. And then when I was at the attic a couple weeks ago, I bought, and I cannot remember the name, but anyway, there's a table lamp, magnifier lamp that Gene sells. It was $90, I want to say, that Nicola Parkman has talked about more than once. But anyway, it has a nice base, and I would say maybe a 10-inch long arm, and then the magnifier ringed with LED lights. And I got that, and that sits on my lap stand. I can literally sit it on my lap stand and have it hang over my if I'm stitching in a hoop, and have it hang over there, and that's just fantastic. And it's just a little thing, and it folds up flat.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I can't remember the name, and I'm not anywhere near it, so I can't look it up. But I'm sure you can get it other places. But the only place I've ever known is the attic that carries it. And then there's the ladies at the attic were showing me there's a case, a rigid case that is designed for knitting needles that holds that thing perfectly.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that somebody talk about that too.
Yeah,
you get that at Joann's.
Right, Joann's, or I got mine on Amazon. And then that thing lays right in there perfectly, and you can put the cord and the power head right in there, so it's all protected, and then that can go in your luggage or whatever. But it's a perfect package. It really is. And that little light, boy, that pumps a lot of light and a lot of magnification. Because I was stitching on 40 count doing those Santas when I was in Arizona. And I sat down with my magnifier with the string that hangs on my neck and rests on my chest. I couldn't see diddly. And so then it was off to the attic. I know what I need. I got to go get this. And came home, plugged that in, and it was like, oh, thank you very much. Perfect. Yeah. So, I can't remember the name. Well, anyway, I'll put a link. I'll find it and put a link. And I know Jean keeps them in stock because out there they're very popular. You go, a lot of ladies have them out there. But well, that for travel and for lap stand things, and it's just perfect because I just set it right on the base of my lap stand, my Case Creation lap stand, and it hangs right over the hoop, and it was perfect, just perfect. Yep.
Awesome.
So yeah, so I'm all set. So when I go to Sassy Jack's, then that's what I'm taking is my lap stand, and then that little light, and because for me with all the travel, to be able to take a light of that caliber and just throw it in my suitcase, because I was using that magnifier and then that hammerhead kind of clamp on LED light, which is pretty good, but I just never got happy with it. And I was always dealing with AAA batteries, and so I would do it. And the magnifier is ancient that I have. I mean, it's probably 30 years old, and then now that I have this thing and I can carry it in the little case and not have to worry about it getting damaged, oh boy, I'm set. Perfect.
Well, I think you've just sold me on one.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. You'd really like it. Yeah.
And because since I'm leaving in a couple of weeks myself for the Ohio retreat that I'm going to, I think I'm going to go buy one.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Gary.
No problem. Hey, I can help you spend your money all day long. No, it's got a lot of metal in it, so it's not some flimsy thing. I mean, it's a good quality. Got a nice base, nice heavy base, and just sitting there with that lap stand in my lap and that sitting on top of it, I never felt like it was going to teeter off and fall on the floor or anything. Yeah, really like it. And you can swivel that. It's articulated at the base, and then at the neck, at the top of the main arm, it's articulated, and then the magnifier you can swivel.
Oh.
So you can get the right angle, and then you can swivel that magnifier to get it just right so that it's parallel with the surface of what you're stitching. And I just think it's fantastic. It's really bright light. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. Get one, Vanna.
I think I will. I'll have to get me one of those snazzy cases too.
Well, yeah. all the cool kids have them.
That's right. I got to be a cool kid.
Yeah. The thing is, it only comes in the one black and white pattern. So.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. So one of the ladies there had hers open, and there was a name in it, and so I started to write down the name, thinking that was the designer of the case. And she said, "Oh no, that's my name," because I didn't know. But I had put that in there because everybody else has the same one. So.
Oh shoot, that's funny.
So so you want to, you got to have that, and it fits in there. It's absolutely perfect. Fits right in there, perfect. And there's room for that for the cord thing, and it's a shell. It's kind of a plastic shell. It's not a flimsy bag or anything. So, it's rigid enough that, it's perfect. It's a perfect package for traveling light. Perfect. Yep.
Wow. All right.
It's not penultimate. It's the ultimate.
Ultimate
Right.
stitching light.
That's right. The ultimate. So there you go.
Oh, shoot.
What else you want to spend money on? I can help you.
I know you are. You're spending a lot of my money
Yep.
here recently.
It's fun for me.
I know it is. I know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, Vaughn and I, this is going to be an adventure. This is going to be an adventure. Vaughn and I are going to start after June 1st. We're going to do the Queen sampler.
What? No way.
Yeah, we are. Don't be giving me that. You already agreed. Don't be giving me that garbage. Yep. We're going to do the Queen sampler. So we got our stuff all ordered from the Sassy Jacks there. And so we're going to start. And so it's looking like obviously it's a long-term project. I mean, it's a long-term project whether we like it or not. But yeah, we're gonna. Vaughn is gonna find new horizons.
I am. I am going to be like what? Star Trek: The Next Generation.
New horizons, drawn thread, hardanger, all of it. Yes.
Yep. There I go.
Yep. So we're gonna do that. We'll talk about it when we do Wednesday shows together. But then we'll also do some other FlossTube type shows and have regular Instagram updates. And we'll just kind of have an ongoing thing. So, because I mean, I gotta do this thing. If it takes us 2 years, it takes us 2 years. Who cares?
You said that it's only going to take us 2 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, Gary.
To do the first section.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I want to know this. Which I was going to ask you this earlier, and I thought, no, I'll just save it until we're in the middle of the podcast. Where are we going to start? Are we going to start at the top of the sampler? Are we starting at the bottom of the sampler? How do you do that? Because won't those queens get crushed if we roll them?
Right. See, I want to start at the bottom for just that reason.
Okay. That's what so that means that right off the bat, I have to start cutting things.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Grit your teeth and dive in, Vanna.
I just hope that I can do this. Could we maybe get Kleenex? Is anybody from Procter & Gamble listening to sponsor the show for Kleenex? Because I'm probably going to be crying. Because this is going to be hard.
Oh, this is tragic.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, Vanna, it's gonna open new doors for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will. That's it's not 2019. It's the year of Vanna, man. I'm jumping new hurdles, breathing new horizons.
Yeah, it's the word on the street, the year of Vanna. Now, there is a problem I just noticed here. I'm looking at the chart, and there is a problem.
Oh, no.
Is if we start at the bottom, about a third of the way up, we're going to have to put the year in.
Oh, gosh. Could we just leave that blank?
We're going to have to leave that blank because if you put the year in, we all know it never gets done.
Yeah, that is exactly right. That's exactly right.
So we'll just leave that middle section unstitched, and then we'll come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Or we can stitch it up to whatever the year is, and then just not put the year in.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, the middle of
okay.
of that band we'll just leave that unstitched, because otherwise if you put a date in, it's over. And we're doomed.
Even though it's in Latin and I don't know what it says, it still would be over. Because it doesn't say like Domine something.
Yes,
what
it
does
does.
Say? Yeah.
Yeah. It's very sophisticated, very cultured piece.
It is a very cultured piece. I'm gonna have to buy some wine or something.
It's very top shelf. Very top shelf.
Yeah, very, very. It is. I'll have to have my butler bring me some wine while I stitch.
I had to haul out the butler thing, didn't you? Sure.
Yeah.
Got to rub that in my face. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I know. We all know I do not have a butler. You don't have to. I have a butler. He'll bring me wine.
His name is Keith.
Yeah,
he works very cheaply.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
no, probably not.
Don't let him hear this podcast. You may lose your butler. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
He'll give you that
Okay,
look.
well,
Yeah, I got your butler, lady.
well, Gary says I can do this, so I said I would do it. I hope that I can do. I'm not real. I can do it, I guess.
You can do
I'll
it.
do it.
Linda
Do we
Vincent
do-
says it's needle and thread, and if you're not smarter than needle and thread, you know.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to watch that video probably. You know, I've watched it 6, 7, 8 times already. I'm probably going to end up watching it like 5,000 times before this is all over.
Yep.
But
Well, when we get stuck, Linda will help us. We know she'll help us. So.
yeah, maybe we'll have to like have a Facebook talk with her. Linda, could you meet us online?
This
It's
will be
gonna
good.
Beautiful though. It will be. It will be beautiful.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
So starting after the 1st of June. So
Yeah.
watch for that. Yep. Regular updates as we make our way through the Queen's Sampler.
Not fast. At a steady at a steady pace, maybe. You know, slow and steady wins the race.
I'm Vanna, and I'm building roadblocks immediately.
That's
I'm going to clamp down on this thing before we even have the thread. Okay.
Oh shoot.
I'm dragging you along, Vanna. You know, I'll dive into just about anything. So,
Yeah, you know what? At least it's not like going to be strapping us in like I have to get strapped in to do Sarah Brazier. You know, this is not quite as strappy
no.
as that one.
Sarah Brazier, that is a real cockpit, though. I know what you mean. You sit down behind that thing, and now see, I slide mine back and forth as I work, and when I get to the edges, I have to be careful I don't slide it so it falls right off. It's just. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's a long thing.
Yeah, it's exactly. And the other night I was I was stitching on it on Friday night, and Keith was, you know, we stitch in our bedroom, and he has his recliner and I have my stitching chair. And he was already seated and watching, I don't know, something. And I get in, I'm like sliding because it's so long that I have to like slide in and then put it down, slide it back, the arm back, because I'm stitching on my case creation stand. And I get in and I'm locking all the things down so it doesn't move. And Keith goes, "Are you ready? Belted to go somewhere?" And I go, "I know, right?" I go, "If a murderer would come in here right now, I'd be a goner because I'm like belted in. There's no way I can get out of this." So.
Speaking of case creation, how you liking that stand?
I like it a lot. I need to get one of those. You said you had a piece of steel or something that you put on. I need something because, especially with Sarah, because, you know, it'll just, if you swing that out, like if you have to go to the bathroom real quick and you swing that out of there, it's likely to fall over because of how heavy and long, you know, all that contraption is with Sarah. But I love it. I really do love it. It is a very nice stand. Very nice. Very worth, in my opinion, the money that you pay for it. Absolutely. I like it a lot.
Good. Glad to hear that. Yeah. No, I like mine too. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it a lot. I mean, it has bells and whistles that some of my other ones don't have. I like the side loading. Yeah, I'm glad that it's I do like that because that's the one thing, like we talked before, that I was missing in my arsenal of stands was a side loader. I like the side loader.
I got a front loader, a rear loader, a top loader, and I needed a side loader.
I got a lap loader. Yeah, I really do like that it's side loading. I can put my feet up on one stool, not on two anymore. It's very nice. I like it very much.
As long as it doesn't get in the way of your butler delivering wine, we're okay.
That's right. Mm-hmm. You know, I wonder if you could have like a wine holder on there. On the old, you know, you could have a wine glass holder on the case creation stand.
You can clamp anything on that upright pole there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go for it.
It's very nice. It's very, very nice. And I saw that they have an arm that holds, that you put on, I think on the center, the side, you know, the pole, it holds your iPad.
Yes, they do. And I don't have that, but because I sit right next to a table, so I can just put my stuff right on the table. But I have the tray. Did you get?
I have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have scissors in the holes, and sometimes I'll hang thread on the pegs that are there. And yeah, I really like that. Laying tool, all that stuff is right there. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that very much. And I thought, boy, wouldn't that be like awesome? You could like have your iPad up there playing whatever FlossTube or Hulu or whatever right in your face.
Yep.
Have, that's pretty, that might have to be an add-on that I do on it. I do like it. I do like it a lot. I've been using it almost, like 100% of the time.
Yeah.
While I'm up here in my room, which was not the case. I was using like everything. I do use everything, but I do like that I do like it a whole lot. It is very, very nice.
Now, does each of your stands in the bedroom have its own little parking spot, like marked off with stripes, or how do you do that? Little plaque on the wall. How do you do that?
No, they're just parallel parked in front of
Oh, I see. Okay.
the windows. Okay. They're just all lined up. And that's what I almost fell over them the other day. And he goes, this is getting to ridiculous proportions. And I go, I know. And he goes, when it takes a half an hour to pick up all your stands when we start mopping and Swiffering up here. He goes, do you think that you need all of these? And I go, I do need all of them. I do. So I don't know. Maybe I might start like not retiring, but putting some back, because I have not used the Needlework System 4 floor stand since I've got the Case Creation one. I haven't used that one. I've used the lap stand because I'm stitching the A Savior's Praise using the lap stand one. Well, the table lap stand Needlework System 4. That's what I'm using for Savior's Praise. But I don't know. What I just, there's just, like I said, I'm so particular. I'm not particular, but I'm fond of the Needlework System 4 because that's what saved my stitching life, was that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just hate to like put it away because, I kind of love it just for the fact that it opened my whole world up to using a floor stand and how in stitching two-handed and stuff. So I feel like I'll be honest with you, I feel sometimes like I'm cheating on the Needlework System 4 with Kay's Creation. I feel kind of dirty about that. But anyways, Kay's Creation is very, very nice. Very nice. I would say
that must be like the 11th commandment. Thou shalt not cheat on your floor stand. Uh-huh.
That's right. That's right. I do feel a little guilty about it sometimes. Yeah. And, somebody the other day wrote me an email and said, I bought a Needlework System 4 stand on your recommendation. And I was just wondering, did you buy that Case Creation stand? And I was like, yes, I did. But I still like Needlework System 4. But I do like it. It's just that this Case Creation it's got more flexibility than what the Needlework System 4 has.
Yeah.
4, it does. It really does. You told it on me. You really did. After we talked that one show and you told me about yours, and I was just like, well, I'm buying it. And I did. So.
Well, I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad it worked out because I really like mine. It's
it's fabulous. Yeah. It's a fabulous stand.
Yep, and it side loads. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a side loader.
Yep.
You just can't beat. That's a good thing. A side loader.
Yep, that's what I'm told. Word on the street. Yeah. So I meant to ask you, how is once you get in the cockpit there? How is that Sarah Brazier going?
It's going slow, Gary. It's going slow.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
But it's going.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
I've done pretty good though, really. If you think about what it was like, 3 weeks ago? No, I guess it's been longer than that, hasn't it? 6 weeks?
Yeah. Where you had nothing? Weeks. Where you had nothing? Yeah.
Yeah, where I didn't even have it pulled out and I was just still looking at it. So if you consider that to what I have now, it's not bad.
It's huge. Huge.
I'm like
monsters.
It's just like what you said on Instagram last night. I'm a dot in your rearview mirror. Yep. I am.
I can see you. Yeah, I can see you. I thought it was a dust speck, but no, it was you. Yeah. because I rubbed the mirror. I got a microcloth out and rubbed the mirror. Nope, it's Lana. It's Lana.
There she is.
Back there. Yeah.
Way back there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. No, it's going good. She's beautiful, isn't she?
Oh yeah. No, it's big and all those things, but it's it's not tough to stitch and it's just big. But the colors are beautiful. And I guess it was with Arlene. I was talking about the fruit basket, and that I had, and whether to double strand or single strand. And so I went back and tore out. I decided to do the double strand because, was it you? I know Kim Young, Nicola through Kim Young, and I don't know if it was you that suggested I should go back and single strand over the satin stitching I'd done.
That was Kim, I think.
Yeah. And so I thought about doing that, and I thought, I'm just going to go back and restitch all those balls in that fruit basket with 2 strands. Mm-hmm. And so I just cut it all out. I mean, cutting out satin stitch is easy anyway. So I just cut them all out and redid them, and I'm really happy with them. And so I'm thinking now that I might just do all the satin stitch double-stranded.
Yeah. I'm glad that you did that because that's going to make me go faster when I get to those.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to know. Just go ahead and do double strands.
Yeah.
And that'll make the spec be like, maybe a little bit bigger.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Maybe. So will you do that in the border too?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You want to change the subject? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, into the border. So so in the border, does each hole? So you won't do each hole of linen will have a double strand of silk, right?
Yes, I believe that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to test first, but I believe that's how I'm going to do it. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was, like planning my mode of execution. When I get to the double border.
Wow.
How I'm going to approach it.
Yeah, no, I'm planning to do double. And then in the border, there's some flowers that that have satin stitch that are single stranded, and I'm pretty happy with them. But I think I'm going to go back and do double strand because it gives a nice little lift.
Oh, awesome! So that's going to slow you down some more.
No. No.
Whew. Did I tell you, Gary?
Don't be getting optimistic. Yeah, don't even start because no.
But I didn't tell you today that I went to the doctor and got vitamin shots in my butt. Did I tell you that?
No, you did not share that piece of information.
I did. I'm not kidding. I got a shot in each cheek.
Okay, now, all right, now I got to learn how we're going to bring this back to stitching. Okay, here we go.
Well, I'm buffing myself up. I'm going to being speedy now on Sarah. I'm taking vitamins. You're slowed down on these satin stitches. I'm just going to breeze right through that. I'm going to be, okay. So you basically got in your mental borders, you've got almost the top border, the first row. What'd you say? You have mental rows?
Well, yeah, I'm kind of mentally breaking up into bands, and so that the fruit basket is the bottom of the of my band in the center.
But it's only in the center, right? You're just to the center. You haven't got much past that fruit basket, right?
Oh, I'm under the motif to the right of the fruit basket. Yeah.
Oh, you are.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now I'm going to have to get my pattern down here and look at it. Okay, so
and then unlike some, my border is done all the way across the top and 3 or 4 inches down each side.
Oh, well, I'm almost to the dancing turkey. No, that is what I'm to. I am to the dancing turkey.
Yeah.
That's what I will be doing next. And then the dancing turkey, right above that is that. Okay, so I just have the honeysuckle. So I have to do that pink flower and that gold flower and then the tulip and the stripy flower in the board. So I really have the whole top border of flowers to go yet.
Right. Mine's all done.
And the dancing turkey.
Yeah. There's one on the other side too, right?
Yeah. There's another dancing.
See that urn to the right of the fruit basket. I'm half done. I'll have that done tonight. and then I'll be on to Dancing Turkey number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're way, I don't know. We'll see what these, my doctor says that in like 24 hours, I'm going to just feel like healthy and my skin's going to glow. I'm going to be dropping weight like, Muhammad Ali in a sweat lodge. And
wow.
I think that.
Now, you had to get one on each butt cheek. Is that to balance things, or so like if you got in the left side, then the left side would be energized and the right would be like lazy? Is that?
No, it was for the reason they did it in both cheeks.
People are turning this off right now so fast it makes your head spin.
It's because of, I guess, the reaction. In case I have a reaction, they'll know what gave me a reaction. But so far, so good. I haven't had any reaction so far.
Oh.
So, I know. So I'm just feeling, I'll just be energized. Like over here, I won't need to do anything except just start, loading up needles with thread on them and just go to town. Wow. I know. Whew. I don't know. It's going good though. I tell you what, people are rooting.
Now, are you going to, because you have a shot in each cheek, are we going to have to sit on a pillow?
No, it's not sore.
Okay.
I have to get one twice a week for the next month.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm really, just think about that. I'm going to be like Pokemon. Supercharged.
Yeah. Woo. This is exciting for everyone.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
So I know I'll have to just get right through that. All this stuff.
Holy smokes.
Stuff. I know. I will say this. Katie was looking at Sarah's pattern, and I go, "What do you think of this pattern?" And she looked at it and she goes, "I love the deer." So that's really for my kids to say something about it, because they don't care. You know what I mean? It's like, "Oh, that's nice." That's usually what the response is. She goes, "Oh, I love that deer."
Oh,
so
well.
So that almost gave me like fuel, just as like, okay, I do have to stitch this now.
Yeah, you couple that with a couple of shots in the butt, and yeah,
I know.
You're off and running.
That's some real motivation right there.
Man. This is just a real nice thing to have in my head. Thanks, Vanna. Yeah.
No problem. I'm here to, inspire.
Thanks a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Oh, I did. I'm trying to go back to something serious here. I did want to point out. I'll put a link that there are some errors in the chart. So if you are just starting Sarah Brazier, Nicola has those corrected on, and not just corrected in text. She actually put up the chart image on the page for the correction, wow. So you can see exactly on your chart where it's at. Because it wasn't like the third count of the fourth motif of the fifth level. None of that. She put up the actual picture of the chart, so that's very helpful. But there are some of those that you want to check those out. And then, right. If people are wanting to follow along with the newly energized Vanna, jeez, you're gonna have to talk to your own doctor about shots. But there is a stitch along page on Facebook for Sarah Brazier, if you're interested. And then, of course, you can follow the energized Vanna on Instagram.
That's right.
Where she posts regularly about her
energized state.
Yes. Oh,
and Gary's been, he's been sparring with me on at Fiber Talk on Instagram too. I am impressed. You have been really sharing a lot of your stitching, and I think that's wonderful.
Peer pressure got to me.
I know.
I collapsed.
People want to see your good stuff, and I think that you need to tell them about your laying tool that you used for your satin stitches that we were talking about.
Oh yeah, somebody asked if I used a laying tool when I did 2 strands on the satin stitch, and yes, absolutely, absolutely. I use a laying tool probably more than is necessary, but I like having one around. But yeah, you were asking before we recorded, and I use the my main one is the best laying tool, the BLT. It's a metal one. I don't know, it's $15 or $20, something like that. But every store has them. But that's the one I use the most. And then I have two others. I bought one of those African porcupine quill ones.
Oh,
because they're so cool to look at, but I hate it. It's too flexible. I hate it. I never use it. But it's just cool. It's it's long. It's like 8 inches long porcupine quill. I can't imagine running into one of those animals, but it's very cool. And then I have another long wood one. But my favorite is one that is, I think it's a wood one that's like 3 inches long, and I just love that little thing. I keep it in my hand more than is necessary, because you can, when you're stitching, it fits right in my hand, so it won't snag things. And then, because I'll use it a lot to tug on a thread if I don't like the tension quite, if it's too tight or too loose. I have it in my hand an awful lot. That thing, just a little wood, short little wood thing. I like that. But if I'm laying, I'll use the best laying tool, the BLT, because that's it's a real tapered, narrow end on it, and you can slide that back and forth under the threads to get them to lay right, and it's really a beautiful tool of all of them. So.
It is, and it's square, so it doesn't roll off.
Right. Yeah.
Roll off a table.
Yeah. The handle part's squared off, so yeah, because the other ones are all round and they'll roll around, but yeah, you lay that down and it stays right there. So yeah, I think that's a tool everyone should have.
Yeah, I do too. I agree with that.
And the BLT is one, I think, because especially if you're pulling threads, it's very handy for that. It's a handy awl if you want to open up a hole for like an eyelet stitch or something. I use it for that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You do? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Stick that thing right down there, open up the hole, make the eyelet stitch, and off you go. Yep.
Boy, so that's good. That's good to know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Now, are we making eyelet stitches in the Queen Sampler? I think we are.
Well, then I need to have like a Gary tutorial before we do that.
I think we are, by golly.
I think we are too.
I think, because why not?
Yeah, why not?
This is going to be a riot.
I think that there is. Oh gosh. I have really bitten off more than I can do.
No, I don't see any here.
Oh, really?
I don't see any eyelets, unless I'm just not seeing them.
Well, we have to do some sort of crochet or something.
Oh no, I see them. I think I see them there. No, I think they are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You won't get cheated on this one.
No, I won't. No. I know I won't.
No. You're gonna be
probably gonna. What?
You're gonna be so proud of yourself when you get it done.
Yeah, I won't be able to stand myself.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Yep.
Shoot.
So, that best laying tool. That's one of my favorites. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm really glad that I have that and I knew about it, because I do have that and I do have to use it. But I also have the trolley or the lolly?
The trolley needle, yeah.
And but I used to use that a lot until I almost like poked my eye out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm serious. I forgot that it was on my finger, and I went to go like itch my eye, and I was like, "Oh no,
Donna. Oh man,
yeah,
oh,
I know,
oh,
yeah." So I quit using it.
Yeah. Now, see, I have one of those, and I hate it because it hurts my thumb. But it's also, but see, the one to have, and I don't know how you get it. The one to have is the one like Debbie Rowley has.
Oh, what does she have?
She has a trolley needle that somebody bent the needle for her. At just the right angle. And if you go to Debbie's and watch her videos on YouTube, you can see her using that thing. And that sucker is just perfect. Man, you can lay like lightning with that thing.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know. She told the story on a show about somebody who made that for her, and I asked her to get me one, and she probably forgot. But yeah, that one, that for a trolley needle, that would be the one I would own. But the one I have, I just put it in. I have a box of stuff I don't use, and I just threw it in there because I just hate it. It's just too clumsy. So
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's a little, yeah.
The Debbie Rowley one, that's the one. Yeah, I'd probably, if I had that, I'd probably give up a regular laying tool just to have that. Because you watch her stitch with that, holy smokes, she just flies. Yeah.
Well, now I'm going to have to go look at it.
Yeah. But I don't know how you get one, because she had it made for her by some guy. So, yeah.
Well, maybe that some guy's listening. Some guy, if you make Gary a trolley.
Yeah, that's his name, some guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ah, shoot.
Yep. So yeah, there's that. Sulky threads. Now we talked. You were manning the quilting shop, and we were talking, and they have sulky threads there. So did you buy some? You said you're going to buy some and try it. What'd you come up with?
I did. I bought one. And they're 12 weight. So I don't know. Is that what they're using? Because it's on like a regular spool. It looks like a regular spool of thread. So, and it's 12 weight. So I tried it. On 40 count, it's too thick. On 36 count, it's probably pretty good on 36 count. And 32 count, it's probably okay for, it's okay. 28 count, I feel like it's too thin.
Okay, well, 36 is the place that that's the discussion Arlene and I were having. 36, where you start to have to use 2 strands of DMC. Yeah. And so then the talk is that you can use 1 strand of this. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think Arlene was finding out too.
Yeah.
And so you found 36, 1 strand was filling that and covering just right.
I felt like, yes, it was very nice and plump. And now I only did like 2 or 3 stitches, right? Well, I did like a row just to see, like I did 3 on top and 3 on bottom just to see. And I felt like it was very good. 40, it was too thick. 36, I thought it was better than 1 strand of DMC. And you know how sometimes on 36 count, 2 strands of DMC is just like it's like bulky sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
This was pretty much perfect. And then I thought 32 was a little light on the coverage for what I like, because I like it covered. And I felt like it was a little bit light on just 1 strand of the 12 weight.
Okay.
So it was sulky bit blendables is what I was using.
Yeah, and I think that's what Arlene had. It was a variegated thread. I think it was blendables, so I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was okay. But it has a different. It seemed to me like it was more tightly woven, than what a DMC is. So you kind of got that spin. I felt like there was like a twist. Like it got twisty.
Okay.
But I think it might be the blendables. I think is the same weight as this sulky that they're like Kathy Haberman is using with her spooky things, and what the solid color ones. I think I don't know if it's 12 weight. I don't know because I've never seen those, but I think it's different than what the blendables are. I think, but don't quote me on that. But you could use that. I mean, for a monochromatic design on 36 count, that it would be highly usable. Yes, 1 strand.
Okay. Well, I'm getting some when I'm at Sassy Jack, so I'm going to get a couple. I got to try it now.
Yeah, I just try it and see what you think about it. I mean, do I like it enough that I would invest in a whole new line of every color? Probably not. But it is very interesting. I will say that. Very interesting.
Well, I mean, the only appeal to me is proper coverage at 36 count.
And if 36 count is what you like to stitch on, I think it would be great.
Well, see, I like to stitch on 40. It's just a curiosity thing at 36, because it just, to be able to stitch 1 thread, 1 strand at 36 and not have to worry about the strands laying next to each other and have good coverage, to me, that's powerful. Right.
There's a different, it's a different kind of look than what DMC gives. That's not as probably, it's more matte looking than what DMC looks. I feel
and
like.
that's what I wondered. I wondered what it looked like. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more matte, not as shiny as what a DMC color is.
Okay. All right. See that? And that makes me then think twice, just that alone.
Yeah. I mean, look at them when you're down there and see. That's why I'm saying, is this blendables, is it different than the solid sulky that they're selling for cross stitch? It might be very well different. You know what I mean? It might be a different process, mercerized, whatever, cotton than what this blendables is. But the blendables does work, but I feel like it's not as shiny. I did think that. That was one of the first things I thought.
Yeah.
And I tried to photograph it today for you to get a look, but it didn't it wasn't a good photos for you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta get some of that and try. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you're going to put it to rest in your mind, is just to just do it yourself and see what you think.
Well, that's what I'll do, because I know where to get some.
Yeah, now you do.
Yep. All right, week number 2, the big thing we had planned, didn't get to.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, that's okay.
Maybe next time, maybe we'll just do that.
Okay.
Yeah, instead of
well,
talking about...
we had a lot to talk about with the sampler.
Yes.
And people, are you going to say if they want to do this along with us, buy your stuff and get on board, girls?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, anybody wants to join the fun, welcome to do it.
That's right.
Yep.
You can be on my team or you can be on Gary's team.
Oh, we're having teams now. I see. We're having teams. Okay, we're having teams.
Oh, shoot. We can get T-shirts for my team.
Jeez.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right. So, God. Help us, please help us.
Oh, shoot.
Now, a heads up, though, if you want to join us, you got to buy 2 charts.
Yep.
Because there's the Queen sampler that is the Needles Praise, and that's the Darlene Osteen sampler that Needlework Press is publishing. So you have to get that, and then you have to get the stitch guide for the Queen sampler, and that's the one that Linda Vinson did, Needle Made Designs. So it's 2 charts that you have to get, and then the threads and the linen, of course. But make sure if you're going to do this with us, because we're going to be working off the Linda Vinson version, and that's the one that is the one I did the video with Linda on. So 2 charts, because the base sampler design is the one that Darlene Osteen did, and then what Linda did in addition to, on top of, in place of, or whatever, and then all the instructions and threads she used are all in the stitch guide that she did. So it's a double deal there.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, it is going to be fun.
Okay. On that really upbeat note, we're going to end this thing. So once again, yeah, if we've enabled you to buy something, appreciate if you mention Fiber Talk, whether it's the Queen sampler, or a case creation stand, or a vitamin shot in each butt, whatever it is that we convinced you to buy. Because mention to your doctor that you heard about it on Fiber Talk, because that'll do it.
Oh,
and take a picture of the look on his face when you mention that, please.
Oh.
So, in addition to that, on Sunday, oh, jeez, help me. On Sunday, my guest is Cecilia Turner of Heart and Hand Needle Art.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because I didn't tell you.
That's right. Oh, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it was a great time talking to her. Yep. Really got into the designer's head with that conversation. It was really good. So, yep. So Cecilia Turner, Heart and Hand Needle Art on Sunday.
Awesome.
Thanks to Sassy Jacks for sponsoring this show. She's now canceled the agreement. No more of that for me. Thank you. I'm out. I'm Kim. Goodbye.
Oh, shoot.
Yep. So yes, that's going to be enough. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.